Back to another video. It's Jack here. Now this one has been requested by one of my students, Imran. I'll post it somewhere here in the video on the Facebook group because I got my feelers out and I asked whatever I wanted to see, and Imran suggested to do some launch methods to help get some sales for Amazon Australia. Now this can be used for the US Amazon as well. It might be a little different, but this is sort of niche more towards Amazon Australia, to go by the theme of this channel, of course. So not only am I going to give you one, I'm going to give you four. These are four different methods. Now, as you can see them here, you can see it all on the screen, but I'm going to go a bit more in depth with each of these. I'm going to go through advantages and disadvantages for these. Now, before we get into it, me personally, I've more so used Facebook ads and giveaways. I haven't really used too much of Instagram ads and influencers. More so Instagram ads, not so much influencers, but it can be another good way to drive traffic, as we'll go through. And Google AdWords is something that's a bit more new. Sort of new that I'm coming into myself, and it can be another good way as well, but I haven't necessarily used Google AdWords. It's just another good way, good idea on how to get sales. So we'll get right into it. Now, I'm not going to update my computer right now. Remind me tomorrow. There we go. I promise I'll do it tomorrow. But first, let's get straight into it. So, Amazon Australia launch methods. So the first way would obviously be Facebook ads. And now for all of these, I suggest having at least 2 to 5 reviews on your product minimum. This is on Amazon Australia. And how to get reviews, I've got a video on it. You can either use Upwork or you can get friends and family, which you have to be careful of when you're getting reviews for your product. But I would suggest having 2 to 5 reviews minimum before you try and do these launch methods. So Facebook ads. So Facebook ads, so what I would do for a Facebook ad is, yes, you'd have your minimum reviews. Make sure you have your Facebook page, which is named after your brand. I wouldn't name it after the product. Make sure you have your brand name on it. Now, to entice people, I would do a coupon discount. It depends on what you're wanting to do. I've got it here in the giveaway, which is down the end, to do a high % off. But if you're just doing a Facebook ad, I would do a Facebook post, like basically Facebook post, then boost it, so do an ad for it. Talking a little bit about the product. If you've got a video, awesome. If you can create a video for it, awesome. If not, do some high quality images. And I would do a coupon discount, which if you're not sure how to do coupons, just look it up on Google. I'd say that a YouTube, there's heaps of YouTube tutorials on how to do it. And you just go into your seller account and make coupon discounts for your product, which you can then post. You can do it in your post, and then they can use that to get their % off. So you can do a coupon discount. I know I've had other students do. I've had some for Mother's Day sales. I've had some for different holidays in the year. You can use any excuse you want to do a discount, and that will entice people to go into it. So the second one would be Instagram ads and influencers. So you can do either one, Instagram ads or the influencers. Influencers are more of a different one. They're more so something that not as many people are doing, but they can be a good way to drive sales. So for this, yes, again, 2 to 5 reviews minimum. You want to make sure that you have an Instagram page, which is the same as your brand name. Make sure you name it the same thing. And then from there, what you would do is contact influencers in your certain niche. So if you're in the beauty category, let's just say, for instance, if we're in the skincare, category, make sure you're DMing as many of these people, asking them what prices they do, because usually they'll do a 24-hour post and you have to create the post. They won't create it for you. Make sure you create a post which can be an image or a video with some text on it, and make sure you're DMing them, see how much it is for a 24-hour post. If you want to do a series of them, some people do package deals, but make sure you're DMing as many as you can in that particular niche. Now, I wouldn't go for pages in the millions, because you can get shout outs that cost maybe around $400 or $500, where smaller ones, let's say if they have 100 or 200k followers on that page, they've still got a big audience, but it won't cost as much. So for this, I'd also do a % off story post, so a photo, maybe a small video displaying what your product does, with maybe some text saying that you got % off. Maybe you could say like 40% off, or if you didn't want to do that much, 30% off for a limited time only, and then they can post that, and all their followers will see that post for 24 hours. So next one would be Google AdWords. Now, like I said, I haven't used Google AdWords as much. Make sure you've got those reviews there. But what I would be doing for this is bidding on the most competitive keywords. So let's just say if we're doing a jade roller, for instance, the most competitive keywords for that would be jade roller. So you want to try and bid on the most competitive keywords. So basically when they type it into Google, your product page or your ad will come up. For this, you can entice people with your title. And so you want to make sure that your title is, your appearance of your title for the ad is very appealing and people want to click on it. And good thing about Google AdWords is you can link it directly to the sales page. So you could say, in the title, you could actually say, Jade Roller, sale. You could put your brand title in there as well, make it seem more authentic. And you could say, 40% off for that, or you could say something about it. You could say, like Unreal Skincare or whatever it is, a particular niche. Find something that attracts. You should be doing your research on this as well. Make sure you find something that attracts those kinds of customers. And then the extra as well. This is an extra method. I don't always recommend a giveaway, but there are some instances where it may work. Again, you want to make sure you have your reviews there. 60 to 95% off coupon discount. Obviously, the higher discount you have, the more people are going to be enticed to purchase it. Because if you've got something that's 95% off, you're more so, let's just say if it's $15, they're paying under $1 for it. So that's something that's good and bad at the same time, because it does cost to do these giveaways if you're doing FBA, because you still need to pay the fulfillment fees for every time you do a giveaway. So it can be costly, but we'll get into that a bit later on with those advantages and disadvantages. And then the good thing about doing giveaways, you can use this on any platform. You can use a giveaway method on a Facebook ad, on an Instagram or influencer ad, and on Google AdWords. So that is a good thing about a giveaway. And we'll get into the advantages and disadvantages real quick. So it can help you decide on what would sort of be the best way for you, because it all depends on how many units you have, what your budget is, who you're trying to target, just all these things that factor in. You can do all of these at once if you want. Otherwise, if you don't want to, you obviously have to spend money on ads. There's no way around it. You usually have to spend money on advertisement unless your product is so good that it doesn't need ads. But there aren't too many products out there that are like that unless you're creating something yourself from scratch. So you will need at least one of these types of advertisements, in my opinion. Let's see if I can make this move. There we go. Okay. So advantages and disadvantages. So advantages and disadvantages to Facebook ads. The advantage for Facebook ads are you've got refined targeting. So you can basically, if you're doing jade roll, you can actually refine your targeting down to people who are interested in skincare and jade rollers. The targeting is cheap. You can, spend as little, like one of my students, Albas, he was doing $1 to $3 a day, and that's at the point where he was making, $400 to $500 profit per week. So he was doing very cheap targeted advertising. And another advantage to Facebook is that it has lots of users. So many people use Facebook these days. It's crazy. Some people say that they're getting sick of it, but the reality is there's still millions, tens of millions of people, using Facebook, even in Australia. Disadvantages to Facebook is that it might take a little bit longer to learn Facebook ads, because you need to learn how to target. You need to, I have it in my course. I might have a little bit of it on this channel as well. I know I've got a Facebook ads video on this channel as well, but you can look up videos on how to do it. Just takes a little bit more to learn. And the other disadvantage is more people using Facebook ads. As you might be seeing in the last year or two, you might be seeing more and more ads pop up, especially even while you're watching videos, there'll be an ad in the middle of it. That's because more people are getting onto Facebook ads, and as more people get onto it, the demand will get higher. At the moment it's quite cheap, but the price will go up, so that's something you have to take into account as well. But at the moment it is very cheap, so you can have a look at it. It's something I'll definitely look at. So the advantages of Instagram ads or influencers, there's lots of influencers to use. I'm going to talk more about influencers more so in this, because Instagram ads are kind of the same as Facebook ads, it's just on a different platform. So we'll talk about influencers. So there's lots of influencers to use. So there's lots of accounts in lots of different niches. There's so many pages there that can do Instagram influencer ads, and you just have to DM them or ask them most of the time. If you're wanting to give them money for advertisement, they'll most of the time you can work something out with them and they'll answer you back. You can do hyper-targeted posts, which is a good thing, and engage audiences. So what I mean by hyper-targeted is because, if you're doing skincare, if someone does a 24-hour post on their page, they've already got that prior connection with their followers. They're going to trust something that they post. So that's why it's hyper-targeted. They've got those engaged audiences there. That's a good thing about using influencers as well. And there's less people using it. There's less people doing Instagram influencers, than what they are doing Facebook ads. So that's another plus. You could get that competitive edge to the other people selling similar products to you if you're doing it on Instagram and other people aren't. Disadvantages to Instagram influencers is that it's more expensive. So most of the time, you're going to be spending up maybe, unless it's a bit smaller, you might be able to get away with spending $50 to $100, but a lot of the time it might be around the $100, maybe $200 mark, depending on how many followers, how big the page is. So it might be a bit more expensive, and prices will vary as well. That's the other disadvantage, because some people might charge you more, some people might charge you less. It depends on if they're used to it. Some people might not do as many, so they might charge less. They might not know what to charge. I will go for someone that's a bit more experienced. Even if you do have to spend that little bit more, at least they're going to be more experienced. You'll most likely get better results out of it. So advantages and disadvantages to Google AdWords. Less people are using it. I'd say less people are, and this goes for Amazon selling in, this is just niching it down to Amazon selling. I'd say less people are using Google AdWords for Amazon selling than what they're using Instagram influencers. So less people are using it. It can be cheap to target. It's pretty much similar to the kind of targeting that Facebook ads use. It's a kind of similar setup, because I have done Google AdWords before. I know what it looks like. It can be quite cheap, and you can choose your budget and whatnot. Same with Facebook ads as well. And everyone uses Google, even if you've got those elderlies out there, or people who don't use social media. Majority of the time, they're not going to be using Bing or anything like that, or Yahoo or whatever it is. Majority of the time, I would say 90% of people, 80 to 90% of people are using Google to search. So that's a good thing as well, because so many people are using Google. Disadvantages as well, it might be another one that takes a bit longer to learn, because it's more of an intrinsic thing rather than just DMing people. You actually have to learn the system and how to target. When I say system, you just have to learn what to do when you set up your ad and whatnot. Again, you can look at videos on it as well. And you can't use videos and images as effectively. So I'm pretty sure you can put videos and images in a Google ad, but it won't be as effective, unless you are very experienced in it. It won't be as effective, I'd say, than when you're doing a video or a photo post on, say, something like Instagram or Facebook. It's more so just for those Google ads are more so just for the actual titles and bringing in having enticing titles. So giveaways, and this is something that I've used a lot in the past. I'm a bit up and down about it. It can work really well. You just have to make sure you know what you're doing when it comes to giveaways as well, because you are giving away your product, so that means it's going to cost you. That's the thing that I didn't make sure of when I first did giveaways. I thought, cool, it's just going to, I'm just going to have giveaways, it's just going to help me rank. No, I had to end up still pay the FBA fees, and because I gave away a lot of units, it was costly. So you just have to, take that into account. So the advantages is it may help you rank a lot quicker. Because you're giving away so many units. A lot of the time the Amazon algorithm will look at that, and if you're having, say, if you do 3 days worth of giveaways, you give away 10 units each day, so in total 30 units, then Amazon might look at that and they'll say, hey, cool, this product has consistent sales, and the algorithm will put you further up and closer to the obviously, and hopefully on the first page, or at least closer to the first page from the algorithm. So that'll be one thing. It'll help you rank quicker, and it'll entice more people to look or even buy your product, because it's such a high discount. People love getting stuff for basically free. So it's another good thing. It worked very, very well in America, because I know a lot of Americans like free stuff, but I'd say it'll work just the same as people like free stuff. So I would still, recommend it. At least give it a go. When it comes to Amazon Australia, I'd still give it a go, because a lot of people, and it'll start getting your product out there as well. Some disadvantages: it can be costly, like I was saying before, and you need more units to sell. So the other thing you have to take into account is, let's just say you're aiming to sell 500 units a month. Let's say you're aiming to sell 500 units a month, but you worked it out, to get onto the first page, you need to give away 50 units, to start ranking, to start getting the ball rolling. That means that while you might get a sale here and there, you still need 50 units to give away, and that means you're going to be left with 450 units maybe under to sell. So you really need to work that out. And you're also going to have to pay, if you're doing 95% off, you're also going to have to pay the FBA fees, because FBA is still going to to package it and ship it to your customers. And let's just say your customer's only spending, 60 cents on the product and basically getting it for free. You're still going to have to spend, your FBA fee. Let's say it's $4 for your FBA fee. You're still going to have to spend that $4 each time you make a sale to pay for the fulfillment fee. So you really have to take that in consideration. I didn't think of that, and I gave away all these units, and I ended up being in a deficit of like $200 to $300. This was some time ago now. I've learned my lesson from there, but look, if you can learn it from me and help you from making the same mistake, then that's all I want. So that's basically all there is to this video. Take a screenshot of this if it's going to help you. I'll just take myself to the side here so you can take a screenshot of this if you want, and hopefully it will help you. If you have any other questions about this, just comment on the video or message me through my personal Facebook, and I'm happy to help you out as much as I can. But apart from that, guys, I hope this video helped you out a lot. And yeah, like I said, if you have any other questions about any videos that you want to see, make sure to join the free Facebook group as well. So when I post questions asking what video you want to see, I will actually see it and I'll take it into account. That one, like I said, it got a few more likes, so I knew that other people wanted to see it. So hopefully this helped you guys out with this video here. But apart from that, guys, I hope you guys are having a wonderful evening or day wherever you're watching this. I'll see you guys in the next one.